I'm out getting some exercise, but did you guys know that having a nose ring made you immediately undateable? Like, I can't tell you how many men comment on my TikTok videos about me having a nose ring, and that's why I'm a red flag. I think that's absolutely insane.
So I put this new nose ring in my nose, and a lot of men have been like, what's in your nose? Or like kind of like being like, ooh, like, you know, like basically like they don't like it.
Why do men hate nose rings so much? You might be like, why are you generalizing men? Because from my personal experience, girls do not, like, I don't think I've ever gotten a hate comment from a girl about it. Especially when I wear the big one. This is my favorite one. I think it's so cute, literally. It literally does not affect you at all. Oh my god, if y'all saw body mods, you will literally lose your mind. Imagine being pissed just cause I'm like chilling and vibing over here. Like, it doesn't affect you at all. Chill. Might piss people off, but like...
There's a woman in the comments. There's a woman in the comments that said, "Woman here, I hate nose rings. I just don't say it out loud." Another person says, "Sign of bad judgment." A dude here says, "I worked with cattle. It's just a turn off."
Not to be bitchy, but I might be a little bitchy. Women who wear the thing here, that thing, the beep, 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 ring here. The ring here. Are you a cow? Do you go moo? Are you cattle? Piggy? I don't know. I don't get it. Who is that attractive to? I do it for me. I don't do it for men. They all say the same. Well, they're going to end up doing it to themselves because no man's going near that. No man wants the heifer ring. No man wants that. No man of quality. No man who's going to adore you and treat you amazing and all of this. I mean, you know, those people kind of roll together. You know, the tatted up with the thing, the nose ring thing. They all roll together. It's a whole different thing.
So I was on the phone with this guy, and he was an older guy, and the conversation was going so well. We were getting along good. We was both making each other laugh. He was very intelligent, like just the kind of guy that I actually like. So we were talking on the phone for like 2 hours. And at the 2-hour mark, he proceeds to ask me, how do you take constructive criticism? Now, right at that moment, I feel like I should have been like, okay, this is a red flag. But me, I'm thinking we're just conversing. So I'm like, you know, I like constructive criticism because I feel like it makes you a better person, because some people can't see certain shit. It takes another person to point certain stuff out. So he's like, oh, yeah, that's good. That's good to know. Then he's like, man, I like everything about you. Everything. You cool as hell. You pretty. You thick. I like you. But it's just one thing I don't like.
What's that?
The one thing that he says he does not like is my septum piercing. He said I'm too pretty to have it in. And that, you know, without it, I would be, you know, prettier, basically. Now, remind you, this is not the first time that I've heard this, so I didn't take it too really of offense. But I started thinking about it later on. He like, dang, I feel like I missed the conversation that we was vibing real good. But I feel like now the conversation is weird. I'm like, the conversation is nowhere near weird. I'm good. Like, you don't know how many men have told me that.
No tea, no shade, but be for real. Girl, I've never gotten a piercing for anyone other than myself. It is called self-expression for me.
Aria, I'm nervous as you can imagine my life having a boyfriend that doesn't like facial piercings. So I pierced my septum a month ago with the standard piercing. My boyfriend is very against it. He hates it. He thinks it's ugly. It brings your self-esteem down. So every time I would see him in person, I would flip this into my nose while it was healing. And if y'all have body piercings, you know that's the worst thing you can do.
Today I learned men hate nose rings on women even more vocally than they hate tattoos, and that is a fact. But not any nose ring. We hate a very specific nose ring. If I see you with this malfeasant ring in between your nose right here, I am immediately going the other way. No longer have nothing in common with you. There's probably nothing that we can talk about. And I don't know why that is, but it's just like, 9.5 out of 10 girls cannot pull this off. There is a 0.05%. They so bad that you somehow look at them and be like, you know what? That somehow works. I don't know how to explain it most of the time. I just feel like it's dirty, but for you, it's not. And don't think that this is no better. This is also iniquitous. Don't make this decision. I mean, you can, obviously, to each his own. This is the only acceptable nose ring, and I'm not gonna lie, 9 times out of 10, these women are absolutely beautiful, but also will backstab you and do some of the most vociferous type of activity, and you just really can't trust them. And the amount of DMs they get a day, astronomical. And most likely, they've flown on many jets before, and the entire story looks like a world traveler's page. And I don't know why that is, but 9 times out of 10, that's just how it happened. Might as well be booked early for a serial killer. Margin for error, you guessed it, death. God forbid something goes wrong. Yeah, watch where you sleep and how you sleep, because next thing you know, still absolutely not, but it's like, at least you're kind of on the right track. And it's just straight up scary, son. There's no other explanation. Throw it away.
Septum theory is not a theory. It is a fact. It's septum facts. I was just talking about this morning too. Women with septum piercings have mental issues. She didn't get that because she was mentally sound, because she thought it would make her feel more confident in herself to improve her life in any way. She got it because she's insane. Leave the septum pierced girls alone. It ain't even that hard. It doesn't even look good.
Is everybody hiring, but nobody is hiring? Like, y'all don't understand how many damn job interviews I went to, how many like, y'all just don't understand how many applications I didn't put in. And mind y'all, I'm calling these places because, you know, back in the day, you used to quit a job, get a new job the very next day or whatever. So I'm calling around to these jobs or whatever the case may be, whatever, all the applications I had to put in for, you know, all the job applications I put in, I'm calling the companies. They're like, oh yeah, like one place like, oh yeah, we're not pulling the applications yet. They haven't given us a green light to pull the applications. Then it's like I'm having interviews. They're like, oh yeah, you got the job. Okay, so when I'm gonna start? Like, you are giving me the job, you're not giving me no start date, no nothing. Then it's like getting annoying. Then it's like one job, I went in, I had an interview. Mind you, they asked me like 50 million questions.
Honestly, you can try calling and doing all of that stuff. That's probably going to help you. But I think when you go in person, people might be like, then again, maybe not. Y'all talk about a man needing to present himself in a certain way to you guys, but then y'all walk out the house looking like this. And really, this is just one of the things, one of the ways that y'all can look. Y'all be walking out of the house with pajamas on, things y'all have no business even thinking about coming out of the house with.
So I'm 24 years old, and I've been trying my hand at dating men specifically for probably about 5-6 years now, in a serious way. I'm single at the moment. My boyfriend and I just broke up recently, and I have probably dated about like 4 to 5 men seriously. Keep running into the same issues every single time I date a man, and I've been trying to like really get to the root of what it is. And now I know what you're thinking. You probably have a type. I do not have a type. These men don't know each other. They're not friends. They're not from the same area. They don't look alike. I really do not have a type. The only thing that these men have in common is that they are men. I really have been reflecting a lot and trying to figure out what like the root of all these issues is. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect, but I'm not the reason that any of these relationships ended. One of the main issues that I've come to recognize is that I don't think men are really socialized to know what it means to truly love someone, like love their partner and care for their partner. Obviously, I'm not saying this is all men, but I think it's just not normalized for them to like, I don't know, just like, I guess I don't know how to phrase it. What I'm saying, for example, is that every single one of these men individually has looked me in my eyes and told me that I am the love of their life, I'm the most important person in their life, that they would take a bullet for me, and every single one of them has treated me horribly, okay? I don't know about you, but when I tell somebody they're the love of my life and that they're the person I care about the most, I show it. I'm treating them accordingly. Part of it that really trips me up is that they believe it. they actually believe in their heart that I'm the love of their life and I'm the person they care about the most, I start calling it out. I would be like, you do not love me and you do not care about me. Like, point blank period. Otherwise you wouldn't be treating me badly. And they will argue and they get genuinely like offended. They get offended. I honestly pity them because I don't think they're socialized to know what that means. And like, I don't know how to get it across in a meaningful way to them. Like, they just don't listen. And I'll be like, okay, you wouldn't have done this bad thing to me if you actually loved me in the way that you say you do. Like, that is not what love is. That's not what love is. When you love someone, you don't do things to intentionally or even unintentionally hurt them. Why is that considered love to you? I'm just like, I don't know where it's coming from. I honestly pity them because that has to be awful, but like, I can't handle it anymore.
Well, you know, just kind of listening to her, seems like a nice person. Seems like they were in a nice relationship. Don't know 100% why off of the bat they would be treating you like that. But a lot of comments here are saying the nose ring theory. So I think we have a video here to kind of shed a little bit more light on it.
Have y'all ever heard of the septum piercing theory? If you have a septum piercing, you may not want to look it up, but I'm always the last person to hear about. So this is common knowledge. It's dead ass. It's actually dead ass because it says that every person that has a septum piercing makes their trauma their entire personality. Like I said, dead ass.
Okay, so apparently you've got trauma that you have going on, and even though you're saying it's the men that have a problem, maybe it's you.
You guys never told me how cool it is to have a dad. Like, this is a secret that's been kept from me, okay? I grew up with 3 moms. My mommy issues are off the chart.
Maybe there's something to this theory.
I have psoriasis. Not like a little psoriasis, like all over my entire body. When I tell you, my whole body looks like this. Normal can never happen to me. I think I attract chaos. Not to be a man-hater or anything. Actually, no, fully to be a man-hater. Fully to be a man-hater.
You have me on your side. Did yourself a disservice today, ma'am. Dog. Why am I single? Why don't men want me? They say they love me. Why do they treat me like this?
I thought that having a septum was universal signal of being bisexual.
Something is weird. How does me having a septum piercing affect somebody else? Listen, yeah, the septum piercing is a queer uniform, and ain't nothing you gonna do about it. And it looks free. You know when I got
Stop the cap.
you know when I got my septum piercing, I thought I was the baddest bitch on this earth. Over it now, because when you first get it, it's like, oh my god.
Somebody told me before I got a septum piercing that eventually this bitch smells like cheese balls.
Well, I would assume in your nose, with all this stuff going in and out of it, it would create the smell, right? Even without that stuff in your nose, you're gonna have some sort of smell when you're blowing your nose, cleaning your nose. It's just like cleaning any other body part that it is honestly away from the sun. So I'm assuming that your nose is kind of a part of that.
No, because nobody told me. Nobody. Out of everybody I know that has it, nobody told me this smells like ass. Like, when I first got it done, I was out and about, you know? And I'm like, bro, something stinks. Something really stinks, bro. My sister, I'm like, do you smell that? She's like, no. And I'm just like, you know what? I might take this bitch out. For real. Oh, it'll go away when it's healed. Bitch, it better. Or it's coming out. Cause
having a septum piercing means the most rancid smell comes through your nose a few times a day. You're like, oh my god, it smells like fish. What is that? It's not fish. It's your piercing healing. But you just want to stop breathing because I wish you guys could smell through the phone. It smells so bad sometimes. But like right now it's not smelling bad, but like 5 seconds ago when I started filming this, it's smelling bad.
Do people with septum piercings know that it doesn't look good? Because I've generally sat here and tried to picture a scenario in which I would get one of them, and I've been at a loss for words because I can't, in any scenario, in any timeline, imagine myself getting one without being paid millions of dollars. Getting a cow piercing, the same one that they use for animals to pull them along by their nose. Like, I can't imagine getting that. Looks wise, you're attractive.
It's really got to be some sort of statement that they're trying to make, kind of like a pulling away from society in some respects, but then also in some respects to kind of differentiate themselves from the crowd. I know a lot of these women that do get it. Some of them are like, well, you know, I don't want like the bowl sort of thing. That's why they make it like small and like cute, because it's like it's small, it's cute, it's just like something that makes me unique and something that makes me stand out, even if it's a little different. And even when they know that they're getting bad press about it, then they'll flip it, as you know that delusional modern women can do. They'll flip it and say, oh, well, you know, it's so bad to be basic. I'd rather do this than whatever it is that somebody else is. I'd rather be this than cookie cutter.
This just plummets, literally decreases. And sure, you can say something as simple as, oh, but it's not for you. Yeah, it never was. And you can also say, well, it's for the girls. Well, obviously, I mean, you kind of have no choice after you get the piercing. Look up the septum piercing theory. I've been screaming this for years, and I've never been wrong once. Like, the second you get the piercing, I promise you, all options when it comes to marrying dudes plummets to near zero. The only dudes who might take you on are definitely not masculine men. You're gonna get feminine men or other dudes with the piercing. Now, the people who have the piercings, I don't exactly hate on them. I just mainly hate the piercing itself. So this isn't a type of, if you have a piercing, you're a dead type of video, but not far off that, are we? Because the dudes who have the piercing are usually consumer driven, don't have a mind of their own, and definitely don't say anything of interest or value. And the girls who have it aren't very much different. It's almost as if the piercing itself is possessed, because I promise you, personalities change very quick the second you get it.
Like I was saying earlier, I think people are getting it to try to make some sort of statement. They're trying to move away from society's understanding of what a male or a female is, because I think some men would get this as well. I get it. I understand it. And, I don't want to be defined by society and what they say, how they want you to act. I get it. I really do. But once again, there's certain ways that you present yourself, right? And then if you start presenting yourself in a different way, I'm thinking about the young lady that was saying, man, I'm calling around trying to get jobs. I can't really seem to get anything. And then I start going in person, and it seems like nobody wants my services. You know, it looked like she was in some scrubs or something like that. So she's working in the medical field. And they have some pretty wild stuff going on in the medical field. Some pretty wild stuff. I've seen, when I used to work in the hospital, I've seen people with sleeves, tattoos, crazy hairstyles, contacts, and piercings, right? But when you start looking like some of these ladies look, imagine a woman in there trying to have a child. Trying to have a child. They already in distress, and they see you. What is that? Who is that? Get her out of my room. And then imagine the baby coming, and they see you. They're already traumatized from coming out of the womb, and they're like, who in the world is this demon? And instead of paying them for labor and delivery, they need to pay you for stress, de-stress, and other traumatic experiences that you had as a patient as a result of seeing that nurse.
I need to do an academic study on why a certain age range of like elder millennial, Gen X people hate septum rings with a passion unlike anything else I've ever seen in my life. Any video that I post that gets like over 50,000 views, I start getting comments from men with profile pictures that look like this, solely talking about my septum ring. They'll go, septum theory is proven again. Bitch, what is a septum theory? You just don't like what I'm saying, just say that. My videos that I post like are just me talking to the camera like this. Like my videos are really not centered around my appearance at all. I will get so many comments that are just like, lose the septum ring. That's all you had to say? Bitch, just scroll. I know that these are the kind of people who are like, oh my God, like snowflake triggered, get over it. And it's like, you're kind of like so triggered by my septum piercing right now. I think you should get a grip. There's just this rage and ire towards a septum ring that like a really specific demographic of people have. And I like want to know. Like sometimes I get people at work, like older people at work, and they just like straight up, they're like, so the nose ring, like what's the deal with that?
Stupid.
Why? I'm always just like, because I like it. I think it looks really good on my face. Going up to someone and being like, so your haircut, what's the deal with that? It's rude.
I mean, if you had like a mohawk or spikes in your hair or an afro, then people would probably come up to you and have something to say about it because it's out of the norm. You guys don't really seem to understand, even though y'all try to say that y'all live outside of society, y'all act like y'all don't really truly understand why people would be like, what in the world do you have something sticking out of your nose for? Why do you think that looks cute? Usually when something is coming out of your nose, that's a problem. So why is this any different?
What the nose piercing you have says about you. You're angry and you've got the shortest temper ever. If it's also because you're like 5'2", so you've got all that pin-up anger in that small little body, but you'll never meet someone nice with this nose piercing. Just looking at it looks intimidating. You have to be the most least approachable person if you've got this. You're strange. Why? What? Furthermore, do your 3 W's. You know them cake decorations? That's what this looks like, so why is it on your nose? Like anyone that's got a piercing like this, please comment why you got it and what was your thought process behind it, because it just looks strange. If you got this one, you're valid, but you can't be trusted. If you're a girl, you're talking to 1,000 boys. If you're a boy, you're talking about to 1,000 girls. Snapchat is most definitely your most used app. You probably have 3 Snapchat accounts, each one for doing different activities, whatever they could be. Yeah, try to talk to someone and they've got this, just have that on your mind, because they ain't gonna be honest with you. You're just prestige. You think you're better than everyone else. You think you're a celebrity. Your name's Brittany or your name's Max. You got 4 people right now left on deliver for 10+ hours. Stop acting like you're busy or important. Go answer your messages. And then we got the wombo combo, just ones of them. You are a menace to society. I don't want to mess about with you. Get on their wrong side and they're probably going to attack you with a Mortal Kombat finisher, especially if they've got this one and this one. That's a pro club customization type character.
Honestly, man, they got a lot of stuff out here that they're doing that you're like, why would you even do that? I'm looking at what you got on the screen. It's like, where do you look like an ant? Like those little things that are on their nose. Like, what is that?
What is it about a septum ring that just automatically makes you a bad bitch extraordinaire?
Stop the cap.
I mean, here. The flair was already there, but the septum ring just takes it out of the atmosphere.
Okay, Tupac, let's continue.
For anybody who is thinking about getting a septum piercing, you will never be able to not.
Right, I know she's talking about the way that it looks, but does anyone else have like a constant smell that is so bad, but so good at the same time?
You mean like the smell of gasoline? You mean like the smell of a permanent marker? Like, what is it? I know as a child, gasoline, it's bad for you to inhale. But I would smell it and I'd be like, what is that smell? Like, it's an interesting smell. Is that what you mean?
Dude, I finally got my septum. Hey, now we're twins. Mom, look, I got a septum. Trying to make like 10 years off my life expectancy. How does it feel that you're murdering your mother? I waited 9 months and 2 days in labor to push out a baby that looks like she belongs in a rodeo. You look like you get angered by a red flag. That septum just got you a free pass right out of my will, not getting shot. Too bad considering the fact it looks like I'm gonna die sooner rather than later. Damn, okay, it's fake. It's fake. It was literally a prank. It's a magnet.
Just seeing the young lady here at the back, beautiful, I think, but I think you're ruining your face. I think you're ruining your face, and I don't understand why. I really don't.
Men, women, money, very controversial topic. I put something out the other day just to kick at the wasp's nest. And most of the time, reactions come from deep insecurities or unhealed wounds within people, right? I've spoken about this on my page. And so it was interesting to see the reaction that I got from this post. You know, I'm a woman and I speak to a lot of women, and we sometimes feel that it's hard to connect to men, right? Like at this time, it might be hard to find an individual that you can really relate to or connect with. But I didn't realize that men were feeling this on the back end. And it's sad to me how many men had put into these comments, which were hundreds of comments, that they would rather just like pay for or stay alone. And, you know, there's too much drama with women and there's too much expectation around money. There's a lot of anger, a lot of like frustration. And I didn't realize that it was going to be like that. I can see it from a woman's point of view because that's who I deal with all the time, right? But from a man's point of view, it was interesting to see the comments, and it's like deeply sad to me that so many individuals are struggling right now with connecting, and I think that most have lost hope with love. And that's the saddest thing ever, because like the highest energy, the deepest feeling, the most connected you could be is to be in love with somebody, in love with yourself. And it seems that so many people are avoiding it because they're afraid of getting hurt. They're afraid of judgment. They're afraid of being used. And so there's a lot of like unhealed trauma that needs to be worked on, I guess, in this world for us to start connecting again. It's interesting because I feel like people want to connect, but they're fearful of it. And they're so afraid of being used and getting hurt. And it keeps us disconnected instead of like gravitating towards each other. It seems like there's a miscommunication, and that sucks, because for me, I love, and I just want everyone to be happy and to feel fulfilled and feel understood and have their partner. And it just seems like so many people are disconnected from that. Stinks.
I feel like majority of women are not ready for an emotionally intelligent man.
Why you say that?
Women's ability to accept criticism. Women's ability to be subject to hearing a man.
My God!
Give the same feedback that you're giving him. We have a lot of we're a very sensitive culture, period. But I think women especially are extremely sensitive. And I think that sensitivity is necessary in certain situations, but I also think in others it makes us so hyper emotional that we cannot receive honest feedback from our partners. It makes them uncomfortable to tell us anything. And so then we're like, there's no room for honesty. So I think most men are in a relationship where they are constantly being criticized and not rarely dishing out the criticism. Like that's majority of relationships that I know. I feel like majority of the time it's women ready to criticize everything. And I think men have given up. Honestly, a lot of men have just like given up and just become lackadaisical about giving that feedback because they don't want
they settling.
Yeah, they settling, and they just don't want the difficulty of having to deal with, you know what I'm saying, the tears and all the show you about to put on because you can't face yourself. And the reality is, if you can't look back at yourself and be like, you know what, all these things, my childhood experiences, my trauma, who I am now, all of that, if you can't be accountable to your character and you can't be accountable to who you are and your lack of emotional sensitivity, you should not be asking for a man to have that. Period.
It's unfortunate, but there's always a lot of backlash. So I just asked this question. If a man made $80K, does he have a shot?
No.
Woo!
That's crazy.
6 figures is not even a lot of money.
What is she
made? That's not it. Yeah, and the thing about it, if I'm only asking, and I make way more than that.
Way
so
more.
The fact of the matter, yes. Way more than that. Yes.
Why the fuck you lying? Why way more than that?
Okay. I'm not asking for anything that I'm not requiring. Okay. And the thing about it is, let me just be very clear about the amount of money I'm asking for as a requirement. Asking for that amount of money to me shows dedication.
Come on.
It shows consistency and it shows stability. It also shows that somebody is goal oriented.
Come on.
Somebody that is a bus driver can make six figures, okay?
Yes.
And it shows that he's aligned with his goals, just like I have goals, and he's able to reach them. And the main part about it is you have to be able to bounce back off of hard times. So I want, thank you, girls. See, I got us. I got us, okay?
Cause she's a queen.
Okay.
This fool is tripping.
Okay. But it's just basically showing the dedication somebody does have towards their career and making sure they're able to evolve personally as well as professionally.
If you don't got the money, boo-boo, move around.
Don't.
Losing his mind.
They're so stupid. just ignorant. They're so stupid.
It's just not worth it telling someone else every single day of your life. Every day. Every day you gotta deal with
somebody is marriage even worth it? It's not. It's not.
Tell us more.
At some point, you're gonna realize that it's always best to just be alone, because I've been married for about 7 years, and I don't even know if this is worth it.
Oh my God.
And not saying that there's anything necessarily wrong. There's nothing wrong, and that's the point. Like, I don't even know why I'm upset. I'm just like not thinking that I made the right decision. Like, and I'm like a man. I do, and that's not the point. The point is, it's like you really do lose yourself. You lose your sense of individuality. You lose your sense of peace. And this could be even to a good man. Like, you're gonna lose something, and I don't think it's worth it. Like, at all. I've always had a dream of like getting out of my hometown, like city, and moving on, like moving forward. Like, like life is supposed to be an experience. Like, we're supposed to be doing new things and traveling and all that. And I do all of it.
And she does all
But
that.
at some point, like, I don't know if I want to continue doing this every single day of my life. Like, always checking in with someone, always having to consider their feelings, it's always somebody else. You're never alone. Like, you never have a moment to yourself. You never can do that. And I don't know, like, there's gonna be some bitches out there and say, like, oh, no, you're no, be fair, they're not a real ass couple. But I really want girls to know, like, even if it's absolutely worth it, I don't think it is. Even if you found the most perfect man, it's not.
The only real problem I heard in that whole video, I had to speed it up. It was too much to just, y'all can go find the video. The only problem I heard that was truly a problem for her that can be fixed is moving out of her hometown. She said she wanted to have the experiences and everything and go traveling. And she said she does do all of that. She just wants more. Let me tell you what's going on. And somebody please find her husband and send him this video. He needs to hear this illustration. He needs to hear this illustration. First off, let's go ahead and just call a thing, right? This is her trying her hardest to make that man divorce her, so she doesn't seem like the bad guy, because he is a good guy and he is doing everything correctly. This is a stab in the dark. Please divorce me, okay? As a married man, there is no other course of action. If my wife got on TikTok crying to TikTok about how I'm perfect but she wants more, you ever been to them restaurants where they come out with them hot skillets with the steaks on it? That's what I would come out with the divorce papers. Here you go. Hot off the presses. Okay, so I'm glad we've identified that. She wants you to divorce her. First. Second, what's probably going on, what is going on, okay? You remember the guy from the Tyler Perry movie where there was an investment banker, he was being up to the girl, and it was her birthday and her sisters brought over some strippers. Do you remember this big swole with the locks? Yeah. Your girl is getting by a guy like that. And his like this. Is this. And he is delivering this cylindrical tube with maximum force. And she be loving it. Okay, then she come home to your perfect ass. But you don't have this. And she just can't do it no more, bro. Be that woman. Let her, because weak men block women from the natural consequences of life. She wants to be alone. She said it, not me. So send her out there, because right now she can probably get dressed up and get attention from men and get that when she wants it. But what's going to start to happen is she's going to turn invisible to men. And when that day comes, she's going to realize that she lost the plot when she was younger. She's going to want that forever companionship. And she's going to go through the same cycles with men who want to use and abuse, and you're going to have to let that happen. The best teacher is life. Some people can see it. Like, there's some women who are looking at her like, what the f she talking about? You made it past the finish line. And there's some women who are like, yeah, girl, go live your life. And then they're gonna hit it's a different age for everybody, because everybody ages differently. They're gonna hit an age where nobody is listening to her. Even women do that pretty attractive shit worse than men do. You know a man ain't looking at you if you're ugly. Women do you way worse. They don't even want to be your friend. They don't want to be around your ugly old ass. That women are worse. So I know this is a long video, but I hope it helped. You have to divorce her. You have to divorce her.
Main character syndrome. They think they're in a movie. They think they're the star of the show. But I would just rather you wine me and dine me. I would just rather you do all these things for me, but I don't want to have to reciprocate. You should just love me and do things for me endlessly because you're obsessed with me. You should just, that's what fans do. That's what fans do. They don't respect anything in return, and they're so grateful for you to just give them a hug, for you to just look their way. When you see these, some of these people going to these concerts, oh man, he touched me. Oh, she touched me. Oh man, my life is complete. Oh man, hey, just say hi to me. Just acknowledge my presence, and that should be enough. But when you have a man, like they say, that's strong, that is secure in himself, just a normal, average, everyday man. You know, we don't got to do this secure and healthy and done the work. Just a normal, everyday man that gets up and goes to work, who's not fawning over you. A man that doesn't disrespect himself by simping. Now it's a problem. It's not worth it to get married because I have to consider somebody else. It's not worth it to get married because I have to keep my attitude in check. And if I have a boyfriend that's not staying with me, then I can get him to pay for stuff. But then whenever I get mad at him, which I will because he didn't do something right, then I get to go home and be in my own bed by myself. But when he's in the house, I got to stop that stuff. I got to cut that stuff out. I can't talk to him any kind of way. If I want to be a good person, a person with integrity, I can't do that. I've got to change. I can't be the person that I used to be. And I hate that. The modern woman for you.
Is it insecure of a man not to like or want you to dress sexy in order for you to be his wife?
What's sexy?
What I got on, like what I got on right now.
Oh, let me, I gotta get a good look at you. Let me see. Where
She doesn't even have her bra on. Why would a man like this?
your shirt at? Kitty, what do you think?
I think that sometimes some of y'all women really don't understand how territorial men are. It's different if you were covered up, but baby, you got tape on. So yes, of course, a man who knows how men are going to look at you, knowing that there's going to be men who are going to be predators or going to pursue you, he's right for saying that. That's not meaning that he's insecure. He's territorial. That's a man's nature, and that's absolutely okay. It's your responsibility as his woman to understand his nature and to also have boundaries with yourself, knowing what you are exposing yourself to. I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna be quick. I'm so glad I can have conversations with my husband because I asked him, we had a deep conversation. I said, what is it about women that will make you not wife her? And the first thing he said, the way she presents herself. That's coming from a man. Men will tell you that if you dress provocative, they're going to see you as an object. Stop calling men insecure. That is their God-given right to say, I don't want my woman to present herself out here because not only is she a representation of me, she's a representation of herself.
It's funny because I was actually talking to my wife about this today. I think we were talking about a club and how certain types of women like to go to the club and the position that they're putting themselves in. She didn't even bring it up. She just listened to me talk, right? I was thinking about something. I think basically how you can go into a club sometimes and there's some people in there that will try to do some things to you, and so you have to be extra careful. And how they say that all men are bad and you have to watch men. And I was thinking, well, it's really not all men that do that, but there are some men out there that you have to watch out for. Men know that. They say, okay, these are the types of guys, because I know the nature of a man, these are the types of guys and what they might do. How do you know that? Because I've been around them. I've seen them. I've experienced them. And so I'm telling you, this is traditionally or in general, the type of environment that this sort of guy is going to hang out in. And this is what he's going to be looking to do. Even if that guy outside of that environment is a certain way, he's an upstanding citizen, when he gets into this environment, he loses it. Well, he's not a good man. Whatever you want to say about him. I'm just trying to keep you safe and protect you and say, once you get into this type of environment, there's a lot of things that change. So you have to be thinking about what environment you go into. You got to be thinking about Why is my man saying this to me? Why is my man trying to give me this sort of direction? You going out here with your chest like this, looking like this, why? For what? For what? She doesn't even have a shirt on. She don't have a shirt on. She knows she has no business with this on. She don't have a shirt on, man. Like, why would you even? She thinks it's cute. Modern women do a lot of things that they think, well, that's cute. Why should I not? Because it's, once again, there's a certain fence that you should probably stay in. Can you probably take care of yourself outside that fence? Probably. Do you need to continue testing fate? No, absolutely not. It's a man's job, and a lot of men do it very well, to tell you, this is fate. Stay away from fate over here. This in general, if you can, is where you need to stay. If you go out here on occasion, maybe that's okay. But the vast majority of your time needs to be spent over here. And they don't want to hear no kicking and screaming and hollering and, oh, you're insecure. They want to hear, thank you. I appreciate you looking out for me.